How are you doing? How are you doing? I am Dr. Paul Dyer. Welcome to a conversation with me. I just want to go over some things that we know what's happening in our environment. As you know, that we are sad. We are sad. And our sadness has been exploding all over the community. And I'm going to keep using the word we, because until we find a way, we're going to continue to keep killing each other and shooting each other for all kinds of reasons. One of the reasons that if we look at any of shootings from the Asian man, the Chinese man who shot the Taiwanese in California, the young white man who targeted black people in Buffalo, New York, and then now the young Hispanic boy who shot up a elementary school. Ultimately, all of them, if you pull back from the large view, is that someone didn't say something about something they thought was off. They allowed for a person to continue without being noticed or seen. And if they notice or seen it, then they must contribute to the shootings because they did nothing. They cared for no one but themselves. When people are alone, there was an explosion in a nail salon. They call it from a disgruntled worker. But ultimately, he was ignored and alone. We could say this is mental health. We could say this is a lot. This is a universal sickness that's going on. We don't have to blame any guns. We don't have to blame bullets. We don't have to blame legislation. What we can blame is ourselves as a community that's being divided because of an emotional discourse, because our self-awareness is thrown out the window. Our self-love has been corrupted. We care very little for anyone else. This is the sickness that's going on. This is the sickness that's going on in black community. The black community has a tough time educating themselves on historical issues and stopping it from continuing to happen. White America, if you call yourself a good white person, you're not saying anything. You're not doing anything. You're not speaking out enough. Are some of you? Absolutely. Absolutely. Are most of you? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But a lot of you not. Because you either agree with it or you're afraid. If you do nothing, you're part of the problem. If you say nothing, you're part of the problem. So, what is it? I was asked today, if I'm going to be a good person, white, black, doesn't matter what your race, color, religion is, how can I help? But what do you know? Are you educated enough about the systemic issues? Well, then no. Well, then it's tough for you to stop something because the only information you're going to get is information that maybe I give you or someone else gives you. And if that's the case, I'm giving you my passion. You have to develop your own. You have to develop your own. If you don't understand economics and how redlining and the different banks and how they purposely do this and that to minority groups, well, then you can understand where the situation is. Well, one person was bullied in Texas, and bullying bring out guns, and people have committed suicide. Men are committing suicide over bullying. Young teenagers are committing suicide over bullying. Suicide is at an all-time high for men and teenagers. So they're killing themselves. Some people are just killing other people. Either way, if there's a death going on that we are not stopping because we are not saying something, doing something, or having enough awareness of our community, neighbors, people we see, and saying nothing. And then when we do say something, mind your own business by someone you tell. Why don't you just mind your own business? You don't know what's really going on. Until they shoot up the room, shoot up a school, shoot up a store, shoot up something, blow up something, kill something. Then it's who can we blame? Who can we politicize? Who can we create a division about? And we've never looked at ourselves as a community. This is Dr. Paul. This is some of my thoughts. If you have any comments, questions, this is a continuous conversation that has to go on for the rest of our lives. We have planet issues. We have pollution issues. We have CO2 issues. We have decreased education issues. We have crime issues. We have issues that are being pacified, politicized, and used against to keep you divided from yourself. And yet you're still not doing anything. We still have blacks still have the lowest voting percentages. Some of the communities are being so marginalized that they don't even have people going out to even register them because they're like, oh, that's this type of county or area. They're this party. Their only purpose is that party. So we won't go talk to them because all of them in that county, they're just part of that. Everyone in that type of neighborhood, they're all part of this. We keep marginalizing people because they're in an area or a selected situation, so we put them all in one box and say, oh, they must be all that. I grew up in the 70s, born in the 60s, grew up in the 70s. Used to say, well, all Puerto Ricans carry switchblades. Well, all blacks carry knives or zip guns. Super predators. All blacks people sell crack. It's always these large words used to weaponize and to divide. How are you being divided? How are you divided? How are you being divided? What do you know about unity within yourself? I don't know how you can have unity internally if you're not helping unity externally. How do we live in a society or a system that keeps you divided? That keeps you being twisted and angry or sad? Well, I'm not saying that things that aren't happening isn't saddening, and it can be depressing. But after that, what are you going to do? Who are you going to find out how to fix it? We're having a large event in Maryland on July 8th and 9th. Bring your voice, bring your policy, bring your purpose, so we can have solutions. Morgan State University. Crisis in the black community. That's probably what that sign you see right there. But here's the thing. We're not here to complain. We're here to solve. I hope you can figure out, get with someone, ask someone, say, let's fix our problem. I don't care if it's in your school, your neighborhood, your park board, your front lawn. Fix a problem together with someone. And that will spread. Thank you. Everyone have a good night. This is Dr. Paul. Just some of my thoughts. Thank you.